Analyze me.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle, and in this chapter I want to talk to you about the variables that are available to you in your templates. Previously, you discussed how to display your site name. Right now your site name is "This is awesome," and you can go ahead and you can make that change in your configuration files. Let's go take a look at the code that prints this out and how we got this to display. So I'm going to go into my files. We're going to go into Sites, Themes. We're going to go into our 960s robot theme. And we're going to take a look at our page TPL. Remember, our page TPL does the containing element, something that's available on every page. And we're going to look through this code, and I'm looking for our site slogan. Actually, right here, we're printing our site slogan. Now, there's a lot of variables that we went through and we replaced. The question is how did we get all of those? How do we know what's available? And I'm going to show you a trick. First off, we can go see what templates are in the system module. So I'm going to scroll back up into my tree, and we're going to go into modules, and then system, and here we are is our page template. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and you'll notice the biggest difference compared to our template is that we have this commented area at the very, very top that tells us all of our variables. So what I want to do is I want to copy this and actually paste it at the top of our version of page TPL. So we'll scroll down, we'll get them all, the opening PHP tag and the closing PHP tag, and we can go ahead and close it and go to the top of ours and paste. Now I mentioned the site slogan and site name, and if we look in this commented area, it's actually going through and telling us what we have available to us. Under site identity, we've got site name and site slogan. We also have a bunch of other variables. Some that you might find useful are is front. It's a Boolean. It's a true or false of are we on the front page. A logged in is the person looking at this page actually logged in, or are they considered an anonymous user? And also, is the person looking at the page an administrative user? So let's actually take a look at using the logged in. Let's scroll down, and we're just going to add this right to the very, very top. So it may not work well with our design, but you'll really get to see how to use this. If you remember, we can actually do some simple if statements in here, just like breadcrumb. So if the variable exists and is true, we'll print some information. So I'm going to actually copy this syntax because it's a great way to work with PHP when you're brand new to it, is copy syntax. So we've got if breadcrumb, and the variable that I'm going to replace this with is, look up here again, is logged in. So I'll copy that, and we'll go ahead and replace. So we've got that, and then what am I going to do? I'm going to type something. Welcome to our site. And then we're going to scroll back again and look at our syntax. Okay, the last thing that we do is we do an end if. Here we go. So let's go take a look at our site. If I refresh, I do, right here, I get welcome to our site at the top. So this clearly doesn't work with our theme, but I'm showing that we can actually print other variables. Now you're probably wondering, well, is this actually working when you're not logged in? I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open another browser so I have another set of cookies to use, and we're going to see if this is actually working. So go ahead and hit paste. And you'll notice it is not printed at the top. So we've got success. Let's go back and look at our code again. We have a lot of variables in here to play with. The other one I really like is admin. it is possible for you to actually display something to your administrative users. So let's try that one. First, let's kind of copy the syntax we just used, and we're going to change logged in to is admin and say, let's go take a look and see. And there you go, you are an administrator. Now the next thing that I want to take a look at is showing you how to actually see all of these variables, because there are a bunch in here, but there's actually some more that are hidden. And this is going to require a little bit of PHP code and the usage of the Drupal module. Previously, in other chapters, you went ahead and you enabled that. But we can actually utilize a function in the Drupal module called KPR, and we're going to print all variables available to us. So KPR, that's an administrative print function to display variables, and what we're using in our templates is something called getDefinedVars. GetDefinedVars basically says, show me everything I've got. It's if you don't know where you're starting from. I'll show you what that looks like. We'll go ahead and we'll refresh. It puts that at the very, very top of our site. And when you click on it, you can see right here we've got 38 elements available to us. And some of those that we actually just played with, like logged in, it's telling us the value is true. Is front is another great one, and is admin. Those are some of the 3 most popular ones. Another thing I wanted to show you is another way to learn what's available to you on your page TPL. I am on api.drupal.org. This is where all of the code for Drupal lives. And I went ahead and I did a search for page TPL, and it brings me to a page that goes ahead and talks about the general utility variables, information about site identity, navigation, and any of the page content. So all of that is actually printed for you and available right on api.drupal.org. Our site has several templates. So I'm going to go back and take a look at our theme, which is in our sites, all themes 960 robots. You'll notice we've got several themes here. We've got our page, our node, and then our specific node template for articles. I want to take a look at node TPL. This one actually already has all of our variables in the header or in the uncommented information at the top. But I want to show you the difference of variables available to you between the 2 templates and where those print. So we're going to use that function I just told you about, the KPR, getDefinedVars, and we'll save that. We'll take a look. We're going to go into a node. Let's go into this node right here. We'll hit refresh. And you're probably wondering, well, where is it? We see our first one up here. That's our page one. Where is the other one? And the reasoning is, let's go back real quick and take a look. We've got a node-article and a node. Remember, I put that code in the node TPL, and it appears that I clicked on an article. So that's not going to show us a darn thing. So I'm going to go back to our home page. Let's find, here we go, a node that's not an article. And you'll see we now have 62 variables available to us. Now the interesting thing, when you are doing this KPR, getDefinedVars, in your node template, it does kind of pull in some of the restrictions of your CSS. Because our node is being displayed with only a fixed pixel width, the KPR is also doing that as well. So we're not able to see everything all the way across. But there are, again, lots of information available to us. One really cool one is the zebra. And this one's saying odd, which means it's the first one being printed. If we actually go back to our home page where we are utilizing the teaser version of our nodes, we'll have like odd here, And then this one should probably be even. Let's go take a look. Or maybe it's reversed. Let's see what zebra tells us. Zebra is even. There you go. So you've got actually information that you can utilize in your templates. So to add our zebra striping, we can come down here to this div, and we can go ahead and we can print in what that variable is. So we'll do print $zebra, and that should print whatever the value of the zebra, either odd or even, as one of the classes. Now, to make it easier for us to know if this is actually working, is we are going to open up our CSS file. We'll open our main.css, and I'm going to just scroll all the way to the bottom, just so we can make sure that it's going to render. And you'll notice, as we go right back to our code on our node TPL, we've got class content, and we're concatenating also the zebra class. So we'll do node.content.even. We'll say background color pink, and then we'll have a .content.odd, and our background color of something else. So now let's take a look and see if this is working. I'm going to refresh our page, and we've got our pink, and we should have some yellows down here as well. But if you remember, we're only on our regular node TPL. We are not on the node article. It looks like a lot of our content is articles. So I want to actually copy the code that we just typed in our node TPL, which is this line right here where we added our zebra class. We'll go back into our Finder and open up our node article one. Find that same area. Here we go. Make sure we've got the exact same code in there of printing our zebra stripes. And we'll go back and refresh. And pink, yellow, pink, yellow. That works excellently. The one thing I want you to take away with is that each TPL.php has a different set of variables that are available to you, whether it's a node level or the page level. So you are able to change any of these variables and add new variables for you to print in your templates. And that's something that's going to be available to you in a more advanced theming topics that we'll cover later.